But in the meantime, let's talk about the Dockers and a real sense of deja vu here, wasn't it?
It was, because last year they did the same thing at the MCG after Melbourne had won 10 in a row. It was the third quarter last year and it was the third quarter again. There's Nathan Buckley in the box there with his friend Justin Longmuir, who they worked with at Collingwood. He sat and observed that. Luke Jackson was enormous in the ruck after Sean Darcy went down, but yeah, it's good to see him back up in the box. Justin Longmuir, we questioned why he was coaching from the interchange bench a few weeks ago, but their game is going, their midfield is back, Damo.
4 in a row now, and clearly a scalp like Melbourne validates everything they're doing. And I think courageously, Lordo, they've changed the way they've played within season, and they had to, didn't they? Because it wasn't working for them. But to have the courage to do it and then execute it.
For sure. They had a good back line who was getting a lot of meaningless disposals, weren't they?
Yep.
But they weren't safe with the footy in hand. That's all changed, Brownie, and they're getting the benefits.
Well, they've won 4 in a row, like you said, Damo, but 3 of those have been close and they've made the right decisions in the last quarter in all those. So let's have a look at last quarter highlights and Dockers making the right decisions. So this is Jai Amos getting the ball from Schultz. Schultz is here. Jai Amos, how many times have we seen a player now bomb that under pressure, young player? Stephen May's getting back. What he does, he holds it up. He takes on Max Gawn. He goes, I don't want to bomb that football. I need somebody to kick it to. So he goes out. Then he's got the opportunity, not the best kick, but it's allowed Schultz, who kicked it to him, to get down there. Now, that ball's coming back if he kicks it straight away to Stephen May. So these are all big moments. Now, this one, Young. He's on the most dangerous player in Bailey Fritsch, but he decides to go off him and take a chance and intercept the ball. That is brilliant by Young, and he sends it back the other way. This is a big moment. Luke Jackson was great yesterday. Outpoints Max Gawn. This is a big moment because the Demons are coming late in this last quarter. Jackson takes that mark. Now we go back in the middle. 2 points the difference. You need someone to stand up and get a clearance. It's Brayshaw, the fend off, and then they go inside forward 50. They don't kick a goal out of this one, but the ball comes back out, and who does the job again? Brayshaw gets the football, needs to make the right decision. Only 3 minutes to go. Inside forward 50, hits the target. They kick the goal. Fremantle with the big moments.
It's great vision there, Brownie, and made more meritorious their win, the Dockers, was because of the injury to Sean Darcy, which was sustained early in the game before half-time when his non-preferred leg went under him in a hamstring sense. And as Justin Longmuir said post-match, they'll get him back to Perth, they'll have the scans on it, and they'll release details of it. But it was obviously a moment that they had to overcome within the game. It's now a period of time where they're going to have to overcome without him. But Luke Jackson's form is just getting better by the quarter, basically, as a Docker.
Well, he's a ruckman, Luke Jackson, and that's where he always plays his best footy. I think they've got a decision to make with Sean Darcy. He's a free agent at the end of 2024. The prospect of losing him for the compensation pick, I would be looking at, can we trade him for a first-round pick at the end of the year and make Luke Jackson the actual number one ruckman? We saw his dominance playing that role. So big list decisions for the Dockers. Can they get Sean Darcy out and get a midfielder?
Do you think they have to do that?
I don't think they have to do it, but I think it's absolutely worth considering.
Wouldn't it be better to keep him and work in tandem?
Well,
Wasn't that a sell to Jackson to go over there to work with?
It's rare to have 2 A-grade ruckmen that work together, and Darcy can't play as a forward. Jackson is capable as a forward, but he's not as good. He's more effective in the ruck. So I think it's a waste having 2 genuine A-grade ruckmen when there's still some deficiencies and they can add some class through the midfield perhaps.
The Demons missed their 2 players, Hunter and also Oliver, who went out. Petrarca was very good. Brayshaw, we've shown some highlights of him. Young at half-back, still going really nicely. Jai Amos is playing some pretty good football and I love their pace on the outside. But very fortunate to join us from Wally Up, who played yesterday, was Jordan Clark. And Jordan, welcome to the Sunday Football Show. 4 weeks ago, maybe even 5 weeks ago, you played against the Brisbane Lions and I thought you changed the way your game plan played that day with more handball out of the back end, and it's been a good process.
Yeah, it certainly has. I wouldn't have said it's a massive game plan change. It was more a chat with JL to say, bring some dare, play with a bit more freedom and have a bit more fun out there. And I certainly feel like that's led to where we are at the moment.
So, Jordan, are you saying it took players to go to JL to say, could you allow us to play with more dare and flair for this to happen?
I actually have no idea, Lloyd. I'd say the leadership group probably had a conversation with JL, but I'm not entirely sure. It was more JL sort of coming out and just reinforcing to all of us as a group that we are good enough. And when we play with a bit more dare and freedom, we're capable of winning games.
We saw the midfield response yesterday, and to be fair, for the last 4 weeks has been, that was where you were challenged. Your ground ball stuff was a little bit ordinary in the first part of the year, but you've responded through the likes of Sarong, who's been enormous all year, but Brayshaw as well has hit some really good form, and Jackson in the ruck yesterday was a marvel.
Yeah, exactly right. yeah, mids have led the way the last probably 6 weeks, and Caleb's been very good all year. So, yeah, you throw Jager O'Meara in there as well. His leadership and his big body around the contest the last probably month has been awesome. So, and then, yeah, to Jacko, I thought he was instrumental yesterday against his old side. Obviously, he had to lead the ruck without Sean after quarter time. So, yeah, really good effort from the midfield yesterday.
He seems as though nothing too much phases him from the outside looking in, Jordan. I'm talking about Luke Jackson here. Was there a noticeable pressure being built up internally with him returning to play against his former team?
No, absolutely not. He's yeah, he's unflappable really. So everything everyone says about him is dead set true. He just took it in his stride, and he said to me before the game yesterday, we were at a cafe and someone said to him, "Oh, big game, mate, how you going?" And he just said, just another game of footy. So, yeah, he takes it in his stride, and he's just so calm and relaxed, and it's a credit to him.
It was. Can you take us through the tactics against Lever and May, who are so important to Melbourne and have been for a long time? I think Lever 7 touches, May had 8. First time ever that those two have had under 10 when they've played together. What were the tactics on how to combat them?
Yeah, right. I didn't know that, but I think it's obviously when you verse teams, you want to take away their strengths, and obviously those two boys rolling down the line of ball and intercept marking is a big strength of theirs. So I think we just tried to limit that as much as we could, and obviously we did it pretty well yesterday.
Would have been a gloomy place, Perth football 5 weeks ago. The Dockers are flying. Do you feel for your crosstown rivals at the moment?
Oh, like I said during the week, obviously I hate seeing people injured, and they have a significant amount of injuries. So in that aspect, I definitely feel sorry for the blokes who are on the sidelines and watching a lot of footy. But in terms of feeling sorry for the club and where they're at, it's probably none of my business really. So no, I don't really have any sort of feelings for them at the moment.
In terms of taking down Melbourne like you did yesterday, did you actually watch vision of what you did to them last year as well in preparation for that performance?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, we had a pretty similar performance last year, and yeah, watching edits from that played a big part in how we went about it yesterday. So, yeah, I feel like we were pretty confident leading into the game that we could take care of them if we played at our best.
Well, you got the bye now, Jordan. So where are you? Are you back in Perth already, or are you still here in Melbourne?
Yeah, no, I'm back home now. We a few boys are still over there. Obviously, we got a few days off, but yeah, I shot home. We got in last night about 10 o'clock, so. Yeah, it's really good.
All right, prize pack coming up very shortly, and hopefully little something to put on those empty shelves behind you there, Jordan.
Yeah, I don't read any books, can you tell?
Let's have a look at the votes from yesterday, and I thought Luke Jackson was the best man on the ground. Brayshaw not far behind him. Petrarca flew the flag, and Hayden Young, I'm impressed with him every time I see him play.
Well, there's lots that you can put on those shelves. We'll start with the J-Lab headphones, a pair of J-Lab Epic Air Sport ANC headphones. They pack over 70 hours of playtime thanks to J-Lab, your kind of tech. Odyssey putter, these are very popular white hot Versa putter, valued at $450 if you don't mind. Your apparel is sorted from Clutch & Co, head to toe package from them. Perfect blend of style and comfort. Clutch performances are incoming next time that you're on the course. And there's more for you golf lovers, the Callaway Tour caps. Also the Travis Matthews caps as well, 4 of those. The OGO backpack, $100 gift voucher to them. Check the range out at auogo.com. The Bar Fridges Australia, a custom designed bar fridge thanks to Bar Fridges Australia. Keep your drinks cool. The fridge with your name on it. The Aquilas, everyone loves these premium quality footwear since 1958. Fizz Functional, 2 cartons of Fizz Functional sparkling water, 0 sugar and no calories or barely a calorie in sight. The Rix Eyewear, head there, rixeyewear.com.au. You'll look very good in those. And when you're in Melbourne next, a meal at Platform 28, our favourite pub right here in Docklands, Waldo.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Good on you, Jordan. Enjoy your week off, mate, and may the resurgence continue for you and your teammates.
Beautiful. Thanks, guys. Take care.
All right, thanks very much, Jordan. I might have underplayed your journalistic skills there, Lauder. I think you picked up on a potential story out of that.
What did you make of it, Damo? That first answer about the players, speaking to JL.
Look, if we are to read into it, I do, that they may have gone to the coach suggesting that be the case, yeah.
The best thing that ever happened to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and at least he listened too, wasn't stubborn.
Absolutely. Why did you gesture at me when you said stubborn?
No, you're not a bad listener.